Hey, my name is Nbal Rabrabi, and I'm very happy to present here in ASCN 2021.
Before I start, I would like to thank Yoel Shilat, who equally contributed to this study, and also Yael Sharon. So, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most likable of them all? The role of movement synchronization, complexity, and novelty in social bonding. When people are synchronized, they tend to be highly predictable, like each other, and feel together, or in a way as one. Thus, synchronization is rewarding and even suggested as a mechanism for social bonding. However, a highly predictable and synchronized interaction may be boring. As was previously said, there are three things which the public will always clamor for, namely novelty, novelty, novelty. Accordingly, humans seek for interesting interactions which are unpredictable, novel, and challenging, and hence are rewarding. We hypothesized that in order to create a successful social interaction, a balance between being in sync and being interested is needed, rather than just maximizing the synchronization. To test this, we recruited 104 women dads who played the mirror game, in which the participants are instructed to move their hands in sync for 2 minutes. After each game, the participants indicated how much they liked each other. We filmed all the games with a hidden camera in order to later on analyze the participants' movements. This was done using motion energy analysis, which enables to extract a time series representing participants' velocity throughout time, as you can see here. We then divided the signal into movement segments. Each movement segment was defined as the movement between two stopping points, as shown by the gray lines in the upper graph. Noticeably, the participants did not move in a periodic manner, even though this is the easiest way to perform the task. They moved in a more interesting and novel manner, suggesting that people strive for novelty even when it costs them. To estimate the synchronization level, we correlated between the signals of each two dyads, and we computed the entropy in order to measure the complexity level of each interaction. In each dyad, we also compared each movement segments to the previous segments in order to measure novelty. We found a trade-off between synchronization and complexity, as well as synchronization and novelty. In other words, there is a cost for interesting interactions. It is harder to remain in sync. Complexity and novelty were positively correlated, as they are both related to the level of interest during the interaction. We then wanted to explore whether these three measures are related to interaction quality, to liking. First, we asked whether synchronization level predicts liking. We found that it does, and thus we're on the same page with previous research in the field. Next, we examined whether adding also complexity to the prediction model leads to better results, and found that indeed the level of liking was better predicted. There was no additional improvement when adding the novelty level. Finally, since social interactions are a dynamic process, we examined the pattern over time along the 2-minute mirror games. We divided the dyads into two groups, high and low liking, and observed that for the most of the interaction duration, the high liking group was more synchronized, complex, and novel than the low liking group. Interestingly, the effect size is very small in synchronization, as can be seen in the graph. There are many fluctuations in the level of synchronization. People get in and out of sync in both groups, but overall, people who highly liked each other tend to be more synchronized, as was found also without taking into account the game dynamics. This pattern is different from the patterns of complexity and novelty, in which the high liking group was more complex and novel throughout the vast majority of the mirror game duration. So altogether, inspecting the time domain showed a relationship between liking to synchronization, complexity, and novelty. To sum it up, in addition to the canonical view that the interaction quality relies on the link between synchronization and prosocial emotions, the results suggest that complexity and novelty are crucial and even indispensable factors in human social interactions. Optimizing the interaction quality may require a delicate balance between being synchronized and generating an interesting interaction. The take-home message is get into sync, but don't forget the role of complexity and novelty during the interaction, and add it as well. Find the right balance.
Thank you!